What's up, y'all? Welcome back to our HBCU sector of CFA's Emerging Artist Interviews. I have my very good friend here today. I'm very excited. Suff, Dele, he does some of everything. Y'all are going to see when we get into the interview, but Suff, how have you been holding up? How are you?
I'm good. How you living?
I'm pretty good. I'm just glad to be here because the viewers don't know, but this was low-key like years or a year or so in the works, and so I'm glad it's finally happening for Culture Fusion Agency.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it and tell everybody what all you do, because we can sit here for days, but what exactly do you do?
I make beats, I rap, I play drums with a band called Earth Tones. But yeah, mainly just always beats for sure. HipHop shit, ultimately.
Period.
Yeah.
That's so dope. So you recently graduated, class of 2020. Congratulations to you. You are our first alum here on this platform. So how has the post-grad life been treating you? Has it been, what you expect, or is it a little different from what you expected?
It's beautiful. I mean, I think everything right now is different from what we all expected this shit to be.
For sure. And you graduated from my university. I don't know if they can already tell, but we already know each other. The very next question I have for you is your name. I kind of want to start with your name. Where did you get that from?
Okay. I'm from Virginia, from Suffolk, Virginia. So overall, I used to I used to just rap and shit, but just on some rapping shit in like middle school. And I went up to like Jersey and met some fam out there. And long story short, they were like, yo, what do you call yourself? I'm like, I just told them my name. They're like, well, like rapping wise. And that's when that whole that young shit was booming. Like, you had Young Dro, Young Buck, Young G's, all that. Like, so they were like, oh, you Young Suff. So I just went with that. And I used to like call up like Hot 91 from my house phone in like middle school, which was like it's a local radio station for Norfolk State or whatever. And I used to go by Young Suff, Y-U-N-G. And then overall, it just became like Suff. And then Dele, meeting in college, long story short, Pish Posh, the homie Imani, she got a clothing line named Pish Posh. My freshman year, like kind of meeting her, I was out and about just around Greensboro with her and a bunch of different people on one of her shoots. And I remember meeting pretty much the homie Dele, and I just thought it was like the flyest name ever. And I asked her what it meant and everything. And I said, yo, would you mind if I like called myself your name? But when she told me what it meant and all, and then she was cool with it, I was like, bad. So I just kind of went with Suff Dele after a while.
That's so dope. Wow, what a story. And so now I want to get into some of your inspirations. Who are some of your inspirations, whether it be rap, whether it be jazz? Who are some of your inspirations?
So I listen to a lot of records. So I got a lot of like people who inspire me as far as like rap shit. But like, if you want to say like inspiration with like, with music I'm really resonating with, here, hold on, I don't even want to fuck their name up. I fuck with the Pat Metheny group. I fuck with Donny Hathaway. I fuck with a lot of people. I ain't even about to just name drop like a bunch of rap cats I fuck with, because I fuck with everybody doing their thing and shit. But I listen to some of everything. I literally put it this way. I ride my bike to this record shop, and it's two record shops actually, and I'll go there and just cop just whatever I see there, like randomly bring it back, and then just kind of like peep whatever we got for the day. Like, so it could be whatever to like, oh wow, this is great. Like, you never know what you're gonna get. So I like listening to music like that to kind of discover shit.
There's so much within music. To just say that you like one genre, you would be lying if you say you just like one genre.
And genres, that's the whole like, when you get to like finding music like that, it's like you'll be hearing it and be like, I wonder what genre they put this underneath, like in the shop, or like as like releasing it. Because some music you just would hear and it's like, nah, that shit don't even need a genre. And some it's like, nah, this some different shit. This a new genre, but it ain't nothing new under the sun though. You feel me?
For sure. I kind of want to go all the way back, but not all the way undergrad. So how we met, I saw you. I think you was like posted up in a Starbucks, just playing your beats, just rocking. And I
Yeah.
knew whatever was going on in your headphones, it had to be good. So take me back to the first moment that you decided that you was going to post up on campus, whether you had a speaker, your headphones, and you had your software playing your beats. What was that like for you, and what kind of brought you to that point that you wanted to actually go outside with it, and it wasn't just something you was doing in your room?
Coming in as a freshman, I was making beats, people would come through, whatever, but then like it was just people who would come through, what I mean, and like homies. But then like 2 years later, playing in a band. So since I started playing in the band, it kind of put me in a space of actually performing in front of people. Everybody in the band, one of the homies out of the band had met this dude over at UNCG named Kristen. And Kristen, he was like probably like the first person I actually seen him in person going crazy on the 404. Just also met this person named Lena Fornia. She's fly as fuck, like from LA, killing shit. Kristen was like one of them first people that I like seen just doing his shit. Like I said, yeah, yo, I could salute that shit. And it's you ain't got to do too much words, just kind of express that shit through beats. So to answer like the other side of your question as well, man, when I would be doing it myself, I would just be really kind of like not even thinking about people around me. When you playing beats out and about, like you just tap in with people. So, and they would like speak or want to say something. But for the most part, when I'm playing beats, I'm just like in the same mode of like when I made that shit. Like, I'm playing my beats, having fun, but I'm also tapping in with people.
Yes.
And it's hip hop shit,
That's so cool. It's just so cool how music just brings people together. And another thing that brings people together is gathering. So shows. You did a lot of shows pre-corona. How has that been for you now? Like not being able to, feel those vibes the same, being in person with people.
When it first started, you feel me? I got my shit. I got to my speaker hooked up to the bike. You feel me? I'll go somewhere with that shit and just post up, like, all right, and play beats off the seat, the bike or whatever. But other than that, like, you can still just kind of find your own space out. If you got your equipment you set up, if you find like a particular place, however it sets itself, like you can just find a spot and play music for people. It just won't be in a setting like, here's this person,
Yeah. Suff in the studio. What is he like? Where does the inspiration come from? Give us like your process for creating beats, or if you're making any type of track where you're rapping on, what's your process like?
It's really like just kind of adventuring into whatever you tap into for the day. Like, and I especially like sampling, and like I sample from records and shit or whatever, really. You just kind of like, okay, you want to make something. Or I also like peep this. I learned this like from peeping something from this dude named Swami, like sampling at a different time. So sampling, like having like listening to music and then grabbing whatever you want from the music in one sitting, and then like, okay, actually sitting down, like this is the tools I want to work with versus like trying to do this whole big sequence. It's really just exploring in the moment and learning your tools. Everybody got their own shit.
Amazing. So back into like that producer, that beat maker mindset. Who are some people that you personally would like to produce for, mix anything for? Any artists you like right now that you would love to work with, or any artists from the past that you would love to work with?
A Ninth Wonder for sure. As far as like trying to like seek out anybody, there's certain people that shit inspire the fuck out of me, but it's like if it don't mix, then like let it be natural,
No. So this next question, and this is about like a series you have going on currently on Clubhouse, which is Beat Freak Fridays. Tell us a little bit about Beat Freak Fridays for people who have not tapped into it yet. What is that like for you and Tango?
Okay, so if we're gonna say Beat Freak Fridays, I'm gonna say the beginning of Beat Freak Fridays is the fact like we all went to North Carolina A&T. Me and Tango were at A&T at the same time, and pretty much we would be post on campus, go back and forth, me and him. Like sometimes I post up and do beats myself wherever, or sometimes one of the homies, I'll be tapped in and we can go back and forth kind of like beat for beat, like just in public, you know? And then Beat Freak Friday was something that like Tango pretty much was trying to do already. Like everybody, you know, get up on some beat shit, like play your beats, you know? On Fridays, like let's post some beats, like just to keep it kind of like a consistent, you know, tap in and everybody, whoever makes beats. So I do it with Tango, but it's definitely Tangos all day. Like, but that's what it started from. I was just going back and forth playing beats. So it's like, all right, we in different spaces, but we got a medium to play beats and whoever want to tap in, like, but the difference with it on Clubhouse is that it's not even really as much about just me and him going back and forth, but just kind of like everybody who come in and play beats, you know, it's a community of just, it's not even a community, it's just like a space where people tap in like, oh, you make beats, play, but you know, everybody's respectful, you know.
That's so cool. And I love how that's like another way that you can stay connected, because, you know, social media, sometimes people will just get on and, oh, I do this and I do that. But Clubhouse, you really, I don't even see your face. It's just audio. Yeah. And that's perfect for beat makers because it's audio. So these next two questions are probably the toughest of this whole interview. So this first one, let's see if you can answer it. Why hip hop? Being that you do listen to all these genres, why hip hop?
My father growing up, he was like heavily on like hip hop and just would put me on to like all angles of that shit. Mm-hmm. All angles, whether it be like up north, down south, UGK, or the West Coast. Before it was like straight out of Compton as a movie was made. It was like, no, I went like I just growing up, I would hear just all realms of music. So pops. That, and then as well, just like being inspired by people doing it, honestly, keep it a buck. And like it's like with rapping, I'll say like Jay-Z was the first artist that made me kind of like listening to his music. I'd be like, man, like I hear a song like at least like 50 times, know it word for word. And then I just remember like being like, yo, this is what he really meant behind that, or like that play on words.
Mm-hmm. This next question is definitely going to get you thinking. Top 5 producers.
You doing number?
Yeah. Give me your 5 either all-time producers or producers right now that really resonate with you, or to kind of define your style and inspiration.
Man, everything inspires me though. Like
I see.
Everything. I salute Obliv. That's another Richmond, Virginia. Just Kristen, Lena, you know, Finesse, you know, Tango, Deviant, and Katie Boulevard, everybody, you know, like I'm inspired by everybody. I could go on and on and on. Like I can't give you a top 5, you know.
For sure. Yeah, it's tough, especially when you have so much inspiration coming in. And you shout out all the Earth Tones, and you can see my Earth Tone stickers right here on my mic. When you gave me that sticker, I was like, I have to put it here because he's so hip-hop. Like, it's a microphone. In terms of beat making, what is something that you would say for a new beat maker? Some advice you would give if it was your younger self, you know, you're just starting out to make beats. What's some advice you'll give to beat makers?
Learn your tools and just continue to experiment.
For sure. So what can we expect next from you? I know you have a lot going on, but what's next for Suff, Dele?
I will say I'm making beats, you know. I'm continuing to like I'm thinking about putting a beat tape out soon, but you know, I ain't putting, you know, no type of like air on that, you know. I'll just say like that can happen at any moment, basically. Tapping in, you know, connecting with a lot of different people. Still, I like connecting with artists I do fuck with, though, you know, so yeah.
Thank you. So right here, this is actually where I want to conclude, and I want to just, you know, give you your flowers, not as your friend, but like somebody who really loves what you do. I wanted to go ahead and just give you your flowers. Like, you are super amazing, and I wanted to thank you for sitting with me today with Culture Fusion Agency, our HBCU sector of our emerging artist interviews. Thank you so much. So the last
you.
question for real that I have is, where can everybody find you? Musically, socially, where can the people connect with you?
Suff Dele, everything. SUFFDELE.
Lovely. And me again.
Yo, and I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me and the love for sure. Thank you for that. You know, y'all definitely gonna have to take the time out. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, of course. You have a blessed one. This was so fun. This was so fun. You have to come back. You definitely for sure have to come back when that tape drops.
When the tape drops.
Yes, we're not gonna put no timetable on it, but for sure.
When the tape drops.
Thank you, sir.
Salute.